have to hold this in when you're talking.
Go? You happy, Frank? Oh, yes. All right, all right. What? What?
There's too many of you.
I'm trying to start this. I'm sorry. Do it yourself. Thank you. That's very nice of you. One of the most popular panels at Any Hope Conference is social engineering. Some of the funniest phone calls I've ever heard in my life were done in this room on this panel. Social engineering isn't just phone calls. There's all sorts of exploits you can do. You'd be amazed how many concerts you could get into just by holding a clipboard, having a walkie-talkie, and looking really annoyed at anybody that talks to you.
Why are you giving away my secrets?
How many times?
I even got into a Korn concert that way, and I don't even like Korn. But we know that things are a little behind tonight. The 10 p.m. Ingressia talk, XSS MITM attacks, will start after Kevin Mitnick's discussion. So without further ado, this is social engineering.
Welcome. Are we all having fun? Good. Yeah, this is the most fun panel, I think. We've had it since the first Hope in 1994, and we just we share stories, we try to make some phone calls. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But mostly I think we educate people as to how easy it is to get information that we're really not supposed to have, and that's sort of what makes it so much fun in the first place. I'd like to introduce people. Maybe the person responsible for that photograph can talk first.
Oh, hi, I'm Bernie S.
How did you get the photo?
And welcome to the land of make-believe. There's, New Jersey, well, no. This is the Hope Police, the Hope Barracks. And I was in the New Jersey Turnpike a couple of weeks ago, and I passed that sign, and I had to pass those signs, and I had to get a picture of this. So further on down the road, you can see where that green sign is. I pulled off the Turnpike, and got out with my camera, and then moments later, 2 New Jersey State troopers pulled up behind me and wanted to know what I was doing. I was well off the road in a grassy area, but I had to give them a quick story because I knew that pulling over there probably was a finable offense, and I didn't want an uncomfortable police situation. So I said a really important piece of paper blew out of my window, and it blew back behind where this blue and brown sign was. And I really need to find that because well, I went into reasons why I had to find it. In any case, they're like, well, we'll help you find it then. So I thought, well, I might as well take advantage of this and get them to go up by the sign so I can take a picture of them with them in it. And you can see them there. So there's 2 New Jersey State troopers in the land of make-believe from the Hope Barracks. And the social engineering here was in getting them to not find me and to get them in this photo. So I didn't have to get any information from them, but it's another example of social engineering.
And remember this, the police are your friends. They will do all sorts of things for you if they believe you have the authority to have them help you. It's really kind of a cool thing. We have one of the greatest social engineering tools downstairs. You guys know what it is? Anybody want to guess? Sorry? No? I'll give you a hint. It's outside. Yes, the van. That van is the biggest social engineering tool I've ever seen because when people see the phone company van, they just assume you've got authority. And what's really cool, I talked about this on the radio this week, even though this thing was painted in 1994 and it has the old gold, white, and blue bell stripes, Verizon is now, you know, they're this ugly color. They're red, black, and white. Their trucks have not looked anything like that in years, yet they still wave at this truck when it goes by as if it's one of them. And I can still pull into any phone company garage or fenced-in area, and they will open it. I guess they're thinking that, wow, that's a long service call. You're finally coming home. But I think the most fun I had was when I was moving a friend of mine a few weeks ago. And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there was a crane collapse in New York City a month or two ago. And whenever you see a crane up in the air in New York City, eventually it's going to collapse. And this one collapsed literally the day before I was going to move my friend. So the whole street was closed off, and nobody could go up or down the thing. It was packed full of cops, literally 100 cops just standing around. They didn't even know what they were supposed to be doing. They just knew that the street was closed. Well, I had to move my friend. I had the van, and that's what the 2600 van is mostly used for, is moving my friends. And so I'm going down 2nd Avenue, and the street is a one-way street going west. And since 1st Avenue was closed, I couldn't approach it that way, so I had to approach it the wrong way. I was going down 2nd Avenue. I had to make a left turn into a one-way street going the wrong way. And this was barricaded by cops. I figured I was going to get yelled at immediately for not only going down a closed street, but going the wrong way into a closed street. But the most amazing thing happened. The cops just moved away and opened the barricade. I'm like, shit, this is amazing. What could I get away with here? It got better because I had to back the van to my friend's apartment, and there was a whole bunch of cops just standing there. They were smoking cigarettes, talking on the cell phone, just like, you know, they didn't have anything to do, so they were just all hanging out. And this was sort of, I guess it was payback for RNC because I backed the van. I didn't back it into the cops fast. I backed it really, really slowly, like 1 mile an hour, and they dispersed. I got a group of cops to disperse. How cool is that? So the 2600 van can be used for incredible acts of social engineering, and getting people to move who would never move for you normally is, I think, one way of doing that.
And apparently none of those police officers could read because it clearly says the Hacker Quarterly on it.
They were all very nice people. They just didn't seem like cops then because they were all hanging around not knowing what to do, and they weren't in hostile mode because there were no demonstrators. But anyway, so that's one story. We'll tell you many more. Not Kevin is here.
Oh, hello. For the few of you out there who actually listened to Off the Hook, I'm not Kevin. You might recognize me. And you also might remember me from last conference social engineering panel where I told the wonderful story about the Michigan elevator. No, I guess no one remembers that. All right.
Hello, I'm Lurid. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. It's awesome there. Yeah! Come on! Anyway,
That's why Dayton's in Ohio.
Thanks. Anyway, yeah, and I am excited to tell stories.
Hi, I'm the Rat Man. This is Sid Vicious, the world's only hacker dog. He's really the social engineer. Yeah, maybe I'll tell a couple stories about some of his exploits, but he definitely is a good lubricant for any social situation. He works out pretty good. So.
Sid is an IRC op, by the way, on our network.
He's on 2600.net. He takes care of all the trolls and everything, so.
And I'm the Cheshire Catalyst. Thank you. For those of you who don't know why they're applauding, I'm the guy with my own area code.
All right, now what?
We're all looking to you.
Oh, great.
Fearless leader.
It's always very stressful because we never know what to do, and it's always a good chance it's not going to work. It really shouldn't work, the things we get away with. Well, maybe we could preface, has anyone done anything social engineering-wise on the telephone recently? Gotten information they weren't supposed to get? Gotten people to help them out? I mean, if you win somebody's sympathy over, they'll tell you all kinds of bits of information. I was listening to something we did at Beyond Hope, where we called a Blockbuster video, and we were just talking to a representative there, and I played the part of an angry husband who had gotten really upset at the fact that he had just come home from a holiday, and there was this late fee waiting for him, And I didn't know who was using the card. I needed to know all the people who were using my card. Well, except the thing is, I don't really know what last name was being used. So I wanted to try this one. All right, it's not that, and we basically just went through all these names. And the poor receptionist, or person at the front desk, was just giving me everybody's information, addresses, names, videos that they were renting, all because I was exasperated, trying to help me out so that I could fix the situation, because I was trying to help them out. I was trying to pay this late fee, which really didn't exist. But it was an indication of how easy it is to get somebody to tell you something they really shouldn't tell you. Another time we called a Starbucks, and we asked them if they were having trouble with their cash register, which of course they were. And we got them to sort of read off the last few transactions because we were afraid it wouldn't go through. And they started reading out credit card numbers. We're pretty, we're responsible people here, so we lowered the volume. That didn't get out. We interrupted her. But yeah, people can give out all sorts of information. And you know what? I bet a lot of you give out information you're not supposed to give out. The Social Security number. You probably have given that to the phone company when you don't have to, or anyone else who asks for it. We were thinking of asking for it ourselves and see how many of you fell for that, but we didn't. It's amazing. Social networking. People just give out all this information about themselves. And that's a boon to anybody who wants to find out information they're not supposed to have access to. People put their class schedules online. They have all their favorite likes and dislikes and secret desires and things like that. They post them because they want to share it with other people who might feel the same way. But it's really getting all kinds of information out there that added together, it's your life. It's like having a diary always readable by anybody. How many of you have Facebook accounts on this panel?
I do. All about me.
All right, so we're still all looking to me. Nobody has any other stories?
Well, I have a story that's
Go ahead,
actually
tell the
inspired
story.
by,
I'll make a call, I will. But
by your Starbucks story.
Go ahead.
Another large corporation, I decided to test their security, and I called up one of their stores as a very thankful customer and asked for the manager. And fortunately, he was out, so the employee was more than grateful to give me their home address so I can send them a bouquet of flowers to show how grateful I am for their service. So I immediately called up another store in a different town and said, hey, I'm the manager from store A. We're having a lot of problems with our credit card machines. We got a customer here who said he was there yesterday. Can you read off his credit card number? Guess what they did? Read it off in full. Of course, I was nice, and I explained to him exactly what I did and how to stop against it. And they threatened to sue me. So.
All right, well, no, I mean, I've got an example that, everybody from Hope, that's ever been here can appreciate. Back H2K2, when we had the, credit card size badges with the little SIM cards on them, I was walking around New York. It's my first Hope conference, first time I'd ever been in New York. Aimlessly walking around, I saw a roped off area, so, I started walking up, and there's a security guard kind of sleeping, and he noticed me walk up. He jumped up real quick, like, huh, and he said, oh, okay, you're cool. And he grabbed his badge, and I didn't realize what he was doing, but he was signaling to me that because I had a badge, I could get on the set of Good Morning America to watch the Counting Crows. So that was pretty cool, and that was really, everybody can appreciate the Counting Crows aren't that great, but whatever, free concert, New York City. Yeah. So.
How come none of you told me I forgot to introduce somebody on the panel? Kevin Mitnick is also here. You might have heard of him. I'm sorry, Kevin. He's so polite. He would have sat here the entire hour and not said a word to me. And yeah.
Just thought I was blending in. Hi, everybody. It's great to be back here at Hope. Yeah.
And Kevin will be giving a talk immediately after this social engineering thing happens. But you've had some social engineering experience, I believe, in the past?
Just a little bit. I have one with the central office. It was in Hollywood. This was, I don't know, about 15 years ago. No, about 20 years ago. It was the Hollywood central office in Los Angeles. And a friend of mine, a guy named Stephen Rhodes at the time, was also a phone phreaker, and we decided we wanted to take a self-guided tour of the central office. So it was around 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday, and we had the door codes to all the different offices in Los Angeles, and we just let ourselves in, and we're roaming around the Hollywood CO, and we're about on the 3rd floor, and then all of a sudden, this big guy, security guard,